Hi, I'm Sherry Hudson, and I want to welcome you to this short demo on Event Architect Studio and one of the major problems that oftentimes we have during a masterclass online. And one of those problems is technical issues, especially those with the speakers. And so we're going to talk about that today and what happens if the mic stops or the audio stops or your internet gets discontinued or you can't get back online. You're going to discover how to manage those technical issues before and during the event and how to reassure your attendees and keep your event professional. When you open up your Event Architect Studio AI GPT, this is your welcome page, and you're going to see that there's options here for you, and you're going to choose your format and the type of event. Well, today we know that we're going to work on an online masterclass. So I've typed that in, and it asks us, again, we've typed in online and what type of event we are going to do. We typed in Masterclass, and we've typed that in, and you can either type in here during the chat, or you can dictate it and upload your conversation. We've chosen Virtual Masterclass, and these are the first steps that are in our planning stages. But today we already know that we've got a problem with speakers and their technical issues. How do we avoid that in the first place? Well, we can't always avoid it. However, I'm going to scroll down here. We want to be proactive versus reactive. In order to do that, when we talk with our speakers and send them information ahead of time, we can go to our tools, and we've got lots of different tools and checklists and so forth, but we are going to go to our checklists in our speaker area. And again, there's a bunch of things here, but for the masterclass, we are going to the accessibility checklist, which are captions and transcripts. Some of this is for you, the host, and some of this is for the speaker, but it gives them and you a really good idea that you're both on the same page. So what platform are you using? Are you going to use captions, or will they? What's the slide design look like? What's the registration form look like? And then during the masterclass, you'll want to enable the captions, announce the accessibility, and you want to remind your speakers to speak clearly and slowly. Oftentimes, speakers get excited and we talk really too fast. So we just want to help them pace themselves, and then recording the session, as well as information about after the class. It will ask you if there's other things that you want, but today we're just demonstrating what you can do ahead of time and then during a master class. This information you can also send to the speaker, although we do have an actual speaker checklist. And you want to practice if they've got the time, especially. So you want to know what your capabilities are in terms of technical requirements. You might want to practice with somebody who's willing to do that with you, but I would suggest with all of your speakers. So 1 to 2 days before, you have a tech rehearsal so that everybody knows where they're going, what their internet stability is, and how they can run their own stability test. You can do an audio check, a video check, the slides and the screens they want to share, their interactive features if they're going to be using that, captions, recording settings and breakouts, and then an hour before, again, if you're able to do so, and this isn't always the case, but if you can, maybe it's another technical person that's helping you behind the scenes, but an hour before the host and the speakers log in, there's a final audio and video recheck, slide backup. If they're using slides, like a PowerPoint, I would ask that they have their PDF version on their computer or on a flash drive, so that just in case their PowerPoint doesn't work, a moderator brief, having that emergency plan, recording double check just to make sure that, yep, you are recording, and a chat welcome message that's you preloaded, and you can write that and have that created right here in the GPT. Then when you're during live, you're on air, start with a technical warm welcome, confirm that your attendees can see and hear, and then you're going to know too if there's an issue. Keep a technical support contact in your chat for issues. That's really important if you can. Monitor your captions, and the co-host watches the Q&A while the host focuses on the delivery. It's going to give you some other tips, but I also ask it for a speaker prep checklist. So this is something that you can actually send to your speakers, and so that they know too kind of what's expected of them before the event day, so that they're going to be checking everything, their audio, video, and so forth. And then again, they have an idea of what it is that you expect on rehearsal day, the day of the event, and during the class itself. And I wanted to know, and so to help you, how can we do some troubleshooting? And so I've got a couple of different lists here, and these are all things that are on the system itself. So if the audio issues occur, you can't hear them, obviously confirm that they're not muted locally and so forth, that their headphones are working. If their microphone isn't working, obviously if there's some issues with their video, is it turned off? Do they have a special camera? If the camera freezes, switching to a backup, if at all possible. If your internet drops, the co-host can automatically take over if you, the host, have lost your internet, and then you can rejoin quickly. If the speaker drops off, we can engage the audience with a Q&A or poll, reflection prompt. And so those are some things that you want to have handy in the event that one of your speakers, something happens and they are unable to join. And this is really important, having a backup dial-in or alternate Zoom meeting link if necessary. And if the attendees drop because of some technical issues, you'll want to provide them with a replay link afterwards. Let's say that the slides or the screen share fails. Well, you can switch to PDF backup. Again, the co-host can take over the slide sharing, and then you can continue the presentation verbally while the issue is getting resolved. If your captions fail, and that doesn't happen really all that often, but you want to be prepared for that. If the platform crashes entirely, it's a good idea to have a plan B, to have alternate Zoom or Meetin or different platforms. You can send an email then or a chat blast if everything just totally fails. And then I did ask for a couple of other things here, and again, this is all in the system, how you can reassure your attendees during technical issues. First of all, stay calm. You can acknowledge the system quickly and clearly, and most people who, if they've ever been to a Masterclass before, they understand technical problems and issues. I had one friend who was to appear on a podcast, and she was in the middle of a major thunderstorm and of course couldn't get into the system, had to use her phone, which better than nothing. And the audience was great, the host was great. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow, but you do want to stay calm, be lighthearted, and reassure your attendees and other speakers as well. Looks like we hit a quick tech snag. We're going to get to it as quickly as we can. We're on it. And then there's some sample scripts for you. And again, just keeping the attendees engaged during downtime, and that's where it's great to prepare ahead of time for other questions, polls, quick chats, and so forth. And you might even want to have a visual slide that says, we'll be right back, quick technical check. Thanks for bearing with us. I hope this has given you some good ideas and good tips. Again, it's better to be proactive than reactive, and being on the same page with your speakers. If you have enjoyed this video, or if it's given you some good tips, then I hope that you would like this, like it below, and follow me on YouTube. We have a lot of different demos that we'll be creating on not only this particular studio, but many of our others. One thing that if you do purchase one of our GPT systems, that you can automatically become a member on our private community Facebook, or not Facebook, community page. It's called Spark Lounge, and you can upload your images, questions, comments, how you're using the systems, and so forth. So I hope you will take advantage of that, and thank you for watching.